Hi guys, how are you doing? How is it going? Today's video is about setting healthy boundaries in our intimate relationships with our family members, with our friends, with everybody, and how to set healthy boundaries to protect yourself for your own peace of mind and for also healthy relationships. Because in order to have a healthy relationship or healthy friendship, you also have to know how to set healthy boundaries. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Muthoni Mukiri. I am a personal development and mindset coach. Welcome to this channel. We are all about emotional and mental wellness. What are boundaries? A boundary is a clear space where you begin and where the other person ends. That is where they end. This is where you begin. It's like a limit or like a fence that is not physical, but the idea of that fence or that limit is to be able to protect your space, to protect your emotions, to protect your mental health, to protect even your physical space. To protect yourself. So boundaries are really important. And how do you know you don't have healthy boundaries or you have not set healthy boundaries? You know you don't have healthy boundaries if people take advantage of you for their own benefit. If you feel taken advantage of, that's number one. Number two, you have issue with boundaries if you feel like you're solving everybody's issues. Everyone comes with their issues for you to solve. Family members are always borrowing you money. Your friends are taking your clothes. Everybody needs you, and you have to solve everybody's issue. Another thing, if you feel sucked into people's situations, people's arguments, people's issues, like you find yourself in situations that have nothing to do with you. If somebody is fighting with your husband, you want to get inside to try and help them. If someone has an argument about this and this, you're part of the argument. You find yourself sucked in situations that have nothing to do with you, but they're draining you and they're taking a lot from you. Another thing is if you're more invested in other people's lives, like you're so invested in somebody else's relationship, you're so invested in your sister's life, you're so invested in somebody else's life, it's also a sign you need to have clear boundaries. Another thing is if your relationships have no in between. It's either really bad, like it's chaotic, it's a disaster, or it's really good, like it's heaven. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it is so bad. You're breaking up, you're not talking. When it's good, there's a happy reunion, you're good for 2 weeks, again you're not talking. If your relationship is like that, is like a roller coaster, you have an issue with boundaries. So another thing, boundaries are not for the other person. Boundaries are for you. Boundaries are so you can protect your space. So people can stop getting into your mind, into your heart, into your space, into your money anyhowly. And then you end up saying, I don't know, now she came, you're always maybe sorting people's issues. You're always taken advantage of. You always find yourself in situations that you did not ask to be in, but you're already inside because you do not have boundaries. People just walk in and out of your life. Another thing, people who set healthy boundaries have very high esteem, have a healthy, good, high self-esteem. People who set healthy boundaries. People who don't set boundaries, especially in love relationships, are needy. They have a neediness for love and for affection. So if you have a neediness for love and affection, you'll not be able to set healthy boundaries because you want people to come in and give you that affection and to come in and give you that love. And people who are like that are mostly find themselves in a codependent relationship or in codependency. This is what a codependent relationship looks like. One person blames the other person for their life, for their emotions, for their everything. One person is practically a victim, blaming the other person. The other one is the savior. The other one is there waiting to save this other person, waiting to save everybody, waiting to help everybody with their issues. That is a codependent relationship. The victim and the savior. So the victim is blaming, I need this, I need this. The savior, the victim wants things done and is blaming the other person so they can love them back. So they can feel like they're being blamed and want to overcompensate. They're trying to get love by blaming everybody else, by saying the person they're with or their partner needs to do more or needs to step up in their relationship. The savior is saving other people because they want love and affection. It's the same thing they want. The victim and the savior, like intertwined like this. That's a codependent relationship. It's not a healthy relationship. And these people learn these behaviors from their childhood or from their upbringing or from what they saw or what they are taught or what they saw their parents did or their first encounter with love. It could be, it was a codependent relationship. So, what are you supposed to do? First of all, the victim and the savior, these codependent people, it's very hard to be in a healthy relationship with someone else who's not like them. They either feel that person is cold because they have their boundaries, or they either feel that person is boring or is not as exciting. So when you have boundaries, you'll be able to say no, you'll be able to stop other people from stepping into your space, you'll be able to take control and responsibility for your own life. Now, these people who are codependent, one of them is a victim. The victim never takes responsibility for her life or for their life. So when they meet with someone who tells them, by the way, you need to start taking responsibility, they don't understand what that is. They cannot even identify with that. So if your relationship is a roller coaster, ask yourself, are you in a codependent relationship? They never end well. It's either it's very high or very low. Yeah, and those people cannot set boundaries because they are needy. You need that person so bad to validate you and to make you feel good about yourself. So how should you set healthy boundaries? So if you are not able to set healthy boundaries with your family members, yeah, it will also be hard for you to set healthy boundaries in your relationship. But hey, we can start with the relationship. If you want to have a healthy relationship where everyone takes responsibility, where you are not resentful and you're not full of anger towards the other person, or where you're not doing things because the other person will be mad. If you want to have a healthy relationship, you have to set healthy boundaries. And people who do things expecting something in return are the ones that are hurt the most. Yeah, for example, you don't want to talk to someone at night, like at night you want to sleep, but when they call you at night and you don't answer, it's a fight. So you have to talk to them at night so they don't get angry. That's actually a problem. Yeah, you need them so much, you're too needy. And if you want to be able to set healthy boundaries and stick to them, you also have to have a backbone and a firm stand, and to also respect your boundaries. Like I said, the boundaries are not for the other person. They're for you to protect your space, to take control of your life, to stop being resentful, so people can stop taking advantage of you, to stop solving everybody's issues, and to stop getting sucked in situations that drain you and that don't even involve you, that did not even need you in the first place. So there are 4 ways of setting healthy boundaries. 4 ways of setting healthy boundaries. Number 1 is to set the boundaries literally. Like, ask yourself, what do I want to tolerate in my love relationships? What do I want to tolerate? Do I want someone just coming to my house without telling me? Do I want anybody just calling me at night at 2 a.m., whatever time, maybe they're drunk, they're just calling me to tell me bullshit? Do I want my friends coming to my house to just take my clothes and leave? Do I want my family members to just come to my business and take money or take my stock or something? Literally set boundaries. That's the first step. Ask yourself, what can I tolerate? What do I want? What do I not want to deal with? That is the first step. The second thing is to set the consequences. Have consequences. So number 1, you've already decided what behavior you want to take and what you can't, what you can tolerate and what you can't. Yeah, you've already decided at number 1. So at number 2, what consequences are gonna follow those that overstep the boundaries? Yeah, maybe if you met a man and they're calling you late at night at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m., so what could be a consequence that you can set, that you will not answer that call? Because it's easy to say, I don't want you calling me at night, but every time they call, you're there on the phone answering, laughing and giggling. They will always overstep. Set consequences. If your friends, if someone or just anybody just comes to your house unannounced, don't open the door, or actually tell them, I'm sorry, you can't enter, there's something I'm doing. It doesn't matter even if you are sleeping or watching Netflix. Please respect your boundaries first for other people to respect them. Set consequences. Number 3, communicate. If you've started seeing someone and you think they're overstepping their boundaries or they're too much, tell them, by the way, you are overstepping and you are being too much, and this is not something I'm going to tolerate moving forward. So from now onwards, don't call me late at night. Don't take my things without my permission. Don't show up at my house unannounced. Otherwise, when you call me, I will not answer the call. Or when you come to my house, I will not open the door. Communicate the boundaries. The last thing is to follow through. It's your job to follow through your boundaries. There are your boundaries. And instead of sitting there, sometimes we are like, oh, we behave like we're helpless. Oh, I tell him not to, he still does. You're tolerating it. People do to you what you allow. Be firm about it. Set the consequences and follow through. If your friends show up at your house to take your handbags and your high heels when they are going wherever, the next time they come, tell them, by the way, no, that I'm not going to give you my things. I'm sorry, I won't. Yeah? And let me say another thing. When you start setting boundaries, when you start standing up for yourself, you will lose people who have no boundaries. You will lose people who want to take advantage of you. You will lose people who want to use you. You will lose people, and it's totally okay. If they're angry and they block you and they don't want to talk to you, let them. You are better off without them. You're better off without being taken advantage of. You're better off without feeling like you have to take care of everybody. You're better off without having to stay in friendships and relationships with resent and anger, because when you set boundaries, they're gonna get angry or they're gonna leave you. Let them go. Let them walk out the door. Yeah. Remember, you set healthy boundaries for yourself. And if you want healthy relationships, healthy friendships, healthy relationships, even with your family members, please set boundaries. And if you find yourself in those intimate relationships that are a roller coaster, it's either you're a victim or the other person is a savior. And when you find a person who has boundaries and who's treating you with respect and taking control of your life and is not going out of their way to save you from your own life or to take over the responsibility when it comes to your life, and then you start thinking it's boring, you start thinking they are cold, you have something to deal with when it comes to victim it. When it comes to victim mentality of being a victim or being a savior, that leads to codependency in relationships. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I still have my dating packages. I'll leave my number and my email address down below. You can hit me up if this is something you're struggling with or if you need any other kind of help. Bye.